Welcome to Counting Steps with Courtney. And Counting Steps is going to be a channel where I'll document the process and journey I'm going through with my prosthetic leg. So I started posting on this channel, which I will post this video for now, but then I hope that you guys will come subscribe. But then I hope that you guys will come subscribe to this channel. So I was posting like content on my true crime channel, and I felt like it was taking away from my goal there. I also felt like if you're coming to watch true crime, you're probably not coming to watch leg content or vice versa, right? So I felt like it was best to separate it, and that way the true crime can stay strictly true crime and work on awareness and the victims and everything. My goal is with just that channel. And then come to my second channel, Counting Steps with Courtney, where I can show you guys more of my personal journey, the not so good, the bad days, and be kind of open and honest. Because as I've gone through this process, and it's been a lot. So my story is very unique, and I will get into it more as I kind of post this content. And if that's what you guys would like to find out the story behind why I have a prosthetic leg. I am a cancer survivor. However, there was multiple things that happened afterwards that actually affected the leg and why I had to have the leg amputated. But I felt like I could do this journey and kind of show you what I deal with. It's not roses and flowers and happiness and unicorns, like I kind of was made to believe. Also, when I look up YouTube videos online, I can't find much, and that was like a big struggle of mine in the beginning. Was I needed to see like, yes, you can have doctors tell you all day long this is how it's going to work, or this is how you should feel, or why aren't you, or whatever it may be, right? Even physical therapists, even though they work with these patients every day, they're not dealing with the disability. So I went on YouTube to try to find videos so I could kind of get like a better understanding. And I was actually shocked that there wasn't as many. And I wanted stuff like I could see you do daily, not just walking around at physical therapy with bars. And don't get me wrong, I did very many months of physical therapy, and right now I'm kind of in between that stage. And again, I'll get more into that later. But I wanted to see, like, once I left physical therapy, where am I going to be at? Is this something that I'm going to be able to function with every day? And I have a hip dysarticulation, so I have no limb, basically, very little residual limb left, which makes it very difficult to pull around a 22-pound leg. Um, I have to learn how to walk again. It's been many years since I actually got the prosthetic leg, so I'm pretty good on crutches now. And that's another thing. Many years, bad habits, crutches, bad habits meaning like walking posture, things that you don't realize that requires you to walk um, properly. And I like to make jokes, and so I'm not for everybody. And so I'll even make a joke like, I don't want to walk like a pirate, and I don't. The idea of the prosthetic leg was to be able to walk. I get it, maybe a little bit of a limp, but somewhat close to a normal gait, a normal walk. I don't want to be walking around like a pirate. So yeah, it's a learning curve. It's definitely hard. I definitely struggle just having the leg off in general. Feeling a certain kind of way as far as looks, and I know that may be vain, but I feel like it should be talked about. It's very hard, but we get through it. And so I just want to show you guys the good, the bad, the ugly part of it. And what we're going to do is just start out every, um, I guess, would it be upload with my steps in my app. So I have an app through Autobach that is the manufacturer of my leg, and I can see how many steps are being taken in that. So I thought it would be fun if we kind of like count the steps and keep up. And my goal to all this is that I am newly engaged, and I would like to be able to walk down the aisle for my wedding. There's no date. That's something, again, uh, there's reasonings behind why I haven't settled a date, just past history stuff, and not with him, just in my past. So I decided that we're engaged and I'm okay with that. And also, I do want to be able to walk. I don't want to go down the aisle with a pair of crutches. They're uncomfortable. As you can see, I'm standing on them now. Um, I've gotten used to using them, but they're not comfortable. They're hot, they're sweaty, and very limiting to your hands. So I want to show you guys before I put the leg on too. I thought that was important. I'm not going to show the process of putting it on, and that's because when I back up, you'll be able to see how much I truly have left. So if I was to show you on camera, I would have to have like my pants removed so that way you could actually see it go on. I don't know if maybe my fiance, when he gets home, would be able to help me in a way so you guys can see kind of the struggle that goes on to even getting the prosthetic on. Another reason why, if we're being honest, I'm not a big fan of it. I started out and was super excited. I thought I'm going to get this leg and I'm going to walk out of physical therapy. And that didn't happen. I can even insert some videos. When I first started, I started with a different experimental leg and then went to my leg. And there's very many more improvements that need to be done. Um, this is like trying to get the basis of walking, and I'm struggling there. And full transparency, I don't put this leg on every day. I should. I'm also hoping that this YouTube will kind of give me some accountability and make me kind of excited and have the support. I have amazing support at home through my children and my fiance. However, every little bit of support counts, and I would love to see if you guys are struggling or dealing with this, or if you know someone with an amputation, if you've had an amputation, comment down below. What do you do to help? What do you do for physical therapy? Um, I'm just curious about everybody else's story. So I'll back up a little bit so you guys can see kind of where the limb is taken and what I really have to work with, which is very minimal. And then I will cut back in. And what we're going to do today is a little, I let my kitchen go last night so that way I had some things to do in the morning, but that way I could film a cleanup with me, right? I could have did it last night, but again, if we're being honest, after dinner and about after everything done for the day, I was not in the greatest mood to put the leg on. It's a struggle to get it on and then also a learning curve, right? So I try not to get the leg out when I'm in a bad mood, because if it takes me an hour to get it on or any more time than I feel like I'm allotted, I guess, or I want to give myself, I get very frustrated. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do it. And as much as I don't like mess, we're just going to leave it. We're going to conquer what we got to do in the morning, and then we're going to come back to it, and we're going to take care of it today. And so I'm going to put the leg on so you guys can see just how having a prosthetic leg and moving around and cleaning is a little difficult for me still. Working on it again, but if I was to put a cleaning video up on my one leg and crutches or just kind of shimmying back and forth, it would be way more easier to clean my kitchen. So this is going to be a task for me and something that I've never fully did. I haven't finished it. I've kind of started and then been like, yeah, no, it's too much for me. So there's a lot of also emotions that come up that I'll go through as I go through my journey with the leg itself. Something that many may not understand and some may understand. So there's that. Okay, so we're going to back up. And if you guys can see this, I cut my pants because I used to not cut my pants. I used to leave them hanging down because in my brain it felt better, almost like as an optical illusion, right? Like if you walk past somebody you might not notice just a pant leg, but then I started realizing kind of how silly it looked for myself, just my personal, how I felt. It was constantly getting stuck on my car door, and just kind of being annoying. Like you got to put a pant leg somewhere, right? So I was like, you know what? We're just going to start cutting all my leggings. And it makes it better, anyways, because my 18-year-old daughter can't steal my clothes, because she can't walk around with half cut pants. I make the joke like, well, you could do back like in the 80s and do like the shorts and pants. But I'm just saying. So any pants I have, I cut unless I'm specifically using them for the prosthetic to cover the prosthetic. But with my um, kind of aerial awareness, I don't know how really how to say it, or spatial awareness, is that the better word for it? Um, it's better for me to be able to see the leg than it be underneath pants. So that's another reason why I don't put pants over it often. For some reason, my brain, like if it can't see it, it doesn't know it's there. I don't know. Something I'm working on. But okay, so again, this is what I have. And then if I turn to this side, just regular here, right? Just, but then turning this way. And you can see I've lost quite a bit of definition in this area. Um, a lot of working out that will need to be done, a lot of ab work, because when you're kicking and pushing, a lot of abs are used, right? And I'm a mother of two. Yes, they're 18 and 16 now. However, I feel like kind of once you have babies, and I've been through a lot of medical and different surgeries for different reasons, I just feel like I can't get quite back to there anymore, you know? So it's very hard. Also, when I also did have a gym membership, but then, I mean, yeah, I go to the gym with the crutches because it's a prosthetic leg is very hard to sit in. And again, this will all be stuff we'll go through the journey. So you could see that there's a lot that goes into wearing the prosthetic leg. It's not just putting it on. It's very uncomfortable, very painful. And yeah, so okay, I'm going to put the leg on and then I will come back with a new video right after this, or another video, a new video. And if you guys made it this far, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you soon.